Classes in session, MLB hitting the book show Wednesday, June 11th. Ian Cameron and Connor Mack with you, ready to break down what's left of the Wednesday card. Of course, Wednesday is always a day on this show where we've got some afternoon games and some night games, a nice mix of both. But we still have a handful of games left for the Wednesday night MLB slate. So we'll get right into it. And we will begin with Detroit and Baltimore. Casey Mize for the Tigers, Zach Eflin for the Orioles. Baltimore minus 135. Home favorites, 9 the total here in this game. I've said it for most of the season, certainly when they were going through the rough patch that they were. And yeah, they've started to win a few more games the last, I would say, couple of weeks. And they are 7-3 in their last 10 games. But I'm still not ready to lay a price with Baltimore as a favorite. And I mentioned it last night. I was not all that enamored with them there. They've lost the first game of the series to Detroit 5-3. We'll see if they can bounce back here against Casey Mize, who's actually pitched very well for the Tigers for the most part. Since May 8th, he's given up 3 runs or less in all 4 of his starts. Been pretty consistent here for Detroit. Zach Eflin's actually pitched all right. 3 runs in his last 13 innings against the White Sox and the Mariners, and we know he's a capable pitcher. And he does have a track record that's pretty good in the past against the Detroit Tigers. So could this game stay under? I don't know. I mean, it's a warm night in Baltimore. We'll see. But like I said, it could go either way as far as the total goes for me. At the price, though, that you're seeing right now, I can only look at Detroit. I like the way Mize is pitching, and I'm just not comfortable, taking Baltimore when they're laying a price, when they're a favorite. So a small bet for me here on Detroit. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I had Detroit yesterday, plus 120. I can't. All the money here is on the O's. And Eflin's at home. He's been pitching better. Yeah, I can't do it. This would be different if they were maybe like plus 120 here at home, but they're not. they're favorites here. You guys, they've hit this O's team. Have hit Mize. I think he might be due to get his last start wasn't great. He kind of wiggled out of it a bit because I was on the Tigers, I believe, in that game against the White Sox. Went 4 2/3, couple runs, 4 walks. He was stressing. They see that whole start. So, yeah, I just can't do it. I think, though, they could get to him. This might even be my best bet. We have such a short card, but I'm on O'Hearn here. One of the guys that has best great numbers, 6 for 11, 2 homers, and he's had great numbers this year. I think he's hitting like 310 with 9 bombs. But good numbers off Mize. His RBI's plus 170, Jack's 500. I'll be on him.
All right, Washington Nationals and New York Mets. We've got Irvin on the mound here for the Nats and David Peterson for the Mets. Mets minus 270, home favorites, 8.5 the total. Jake Irvin, he's been a little bit roughed up here, 2 starts in a row against Arizona and the Chicago Cubs. 9 runs in his last 10 innings. Not what you want to see, obviously, from Jake Irvin with what he's delivered in the last 10 games. And the Mets are mashing righties pretty good here the last 10 games. David Peterson for the Mets, he's actually had a pretty solid season for the most part. 3 runs or less in 5 straight starts, 2.51 ERA, 3-0 in his career against the Nats. All last year, 3 starts against the New York Washington Nationals and 3-0. So Mets are sizable favorites here for a reason. Thank goodness last night in the game that I split the Nats first 5 in full game. I got the first 5 as a winner, but that lousy bullpen of theirs could not hold the lead late. This is probably the Mets win, but I'm not interested in laying this price. I think I could make a case for the over here at 8.5. It's some very warm conditions here at Citi Field tonight. And the Mets are starting to really hit the ball, 18 runs in their last 2 games. So could go over the total at 8.5. C-Mac, what do you think here? Nationals, Mets.
Yeah, just touching on it. Things are warming up too a little bit. They're seeing a little bit more runs, a little bit lately the last week. Just put that out. That's for a guy mostly I like unders. So I always take notice. I do every baseball year when I'm running red hot on them. This is gonna get you. It's gonna hit you right in the face, and the runs are gonna start happening, especially this time of year. It's warming up. This is a solid, I think, the Mets. The line's huge, though. There's just no way I can back them at all. We talked about yesterday, Nats first 5. I'd be on that again. Yeah, I don't love it, but I think it might be worth a little something here just because of the price with the Nats.
All right, next up, Rays and Red Sox. Zach Little for the Rays, Walker Buehler for the Boston Red Sox. We've got Boston minus 120, home favorites, 9.5 the total. Here in this game, I like Tampa, bounce back spot. I've been on Tampa Bay quite a bit. Took them again last night. Last night they lose 3-1. But still, they got a good performance for the most part out of Pepio. The offense for the first time in a while really didn't do much, but they could bounce back here, in my opinion, against Buehler. Buehler's been awful the last two starts. He's given up 12 runs in his last 7.2 innings. More signs that this is just not it's just not the same Walker Buehler. We're never going to get back to the Walker Buehler we saw when he was one of the best pitchers in baseball years ago with the LA Dodgers. And 12 runs allowed in his last 7.2 innings of work. I think the Rays can bounce back here against him tonight. Zach Little, someone that's been, pretty solid overall. He's pitched well at home, especially on the road. He's been, I guess, not nearly as effective, but he also had a complete game win against Houston, his last road start, and he beat Toronto in another road start in May. So he's definitely been in better form than Buehler lately, and I think Tampa Bay as a team has been in better form up until last night. So at even money off a loss, bounce back spot, I'm okay taking Tampa Bay here. C-Mac, I lean over as well here in this one. Warm night at Fenway, ball could be flying. C-Mac, what do you think?
Well, I think there's going to be runs in this game. After yesterday, that under 3-1. I can't back Buehler. I mean, maybe he has a better start. I don't know. I just don't like what I've been seeing out of him lately. And it's tough when he's walking a few and then he doesn't have the strikeout stuff anymore, the put away stuff.
Yep.
And that's what it seems like it's just going on right now.
Yep.
And the Rays play better other than the loss. I mean, before that, it's still, I think they've won 8 of 10, right?
Yep.
Or it's maybe, something like that. So I agree. I can't take the Red Sox. I think they're the ultimate 500 team and maybe not even that. So it's Rays here or nothing.
Yeah, Rays and over. I think you can go with both of them. I think a good chance to go 2-0. I like both of those. Rays over the total as well here in this one. All right, Texas, Minnesota. Jack Leiter on the mound here for the Rangers, and we've got David Festa for the Twins. We got Minnesota minus 1. Looks like minus 145 is what they are here as home favorites. 8.5 the total here in this game. David Festa at times can be really good, really dominant. I've seen it out of him in the past. I've also seen some blow-ups and some rough starts from him. So it's a very, very difficult pitcher to get a great read on. He's had some good starts. 3 starts in a row were great to start the year. Then he comes back from a lengthy absence just 6 days ago against the A's, and he got absolutely destroyed in that game. 3 home runs, 8 runs in 3.2 innings. So what Festa do we get here tonight? I said this with Jimmy last Thursday. I was on the show with Jimmy the Bag, and I said to him, Jack Leiter to me is a bet on guy right now. I know he's been not necessarily living up to standards, especially the pedigree of his last name, Leiter. His pops Al Leiter, a great pitcher for many years, and you wondered why the hell is his son Jack not getting any better? Well, now he is starting to get better. I like the way he's been pitching here. 3 runs or less now in 5 straight starts. He's got a 2.2 ERA. I had Texas as a dog against Tampa last Thursday, and of course the Texas bullpen blew it late. They should have won that game. They ended up losing 4-3, but Jack Leiter pitched very well in that game. I lean Texas here. I do think Jack Leiter is kind of a bet-on pitcher. You're getting a nice price, plus 125, so I would lean Jack Leiter in Texas, maybe Twins team total under. That might be a decent look. Maybe the full game under if you trust Festa to have a bounce back game. But that's kind of where I'd go in this one. C-Mac, what do you think here with Rangers Twins?
I got to put this out as a talk about. Twins have always been a team, no matter the year, just for years, over 10 years, 15 years, betting on them. It's been a problem for me. So Leiter last year, you're hitting. I mean, he was just a straight fade. He got hit around a ton, game in and game out. I backed him too, so far. I don't want him in this spot. I get it. I mean, his price with the Rangers. I kind of like the Twins. This has moved out a little bit. The line, I think Festa could be a little bit better, but I can't back him. I was just like maybe look at the Twins team total. I kind of like their team total over. If they could get to lighter here, I think they can. So he's been pretty good in his road starts too, right? His last couple have been solid.
Lighter's
White
been
Sox
good.
hit too.
Like 2.2 ERA in his last 5 starts, and home and road. He's been good in both areas. So
yeah, he's been good. I kind of like the Twins here, the team total. It's like, it depends what you get, the full game, even the first 5 to 2.5. It's tempting for me if I think the team's going to jump on a guy. I love it because it's plus money, in those spots.
All right, New York Yankees and Kansas City Royals. We've got the Yankees minus 130, road favorites, 9 the total here in this game. Clark Schmidt and Chris Bubich, the pitching matchup here in this one. Yankees obviously got the better of the Royals last night. Aaron Judge homered in the first inning, and they really didn't look back from there. They ended up winning 10-2 last night in that one. Clark Schmidt has been, I guess, pretty solid. The only thing that's concerning is that he hasn't given this team a lot of length. I mean, he goes 4, 5, 6 innings at the most, and he doesn't give you much more than that. I mean, Bubich has just continued to be just lights out. Just unbelievable. 0.79 ERA his last 5 starts. Now, I guess the one worry here is that Yankees against lefties have been pretty good all year, but Royals did get their ass kicked last night. Home dog. They have a winning home record, 19-14 at Kauffman Stadium. I think I like the Royals here. I think I'm willing to take a shot here with KC. The small home underdog here, plus 110. Probably split it up first 5 and full game, just in case that Royals bullpen has some issues, which sometimes they do. But yeah, I like the Royals here. First 5 full game. This could be an under as well. Schmidt's capable of, I think keeping a, erratic Kansas City lineup in check. But I think Bubich can pitch well here, even against a mighty power-filled Yankees lineup. So maybe the under here as well. C-Mac, what do you think here for Yankees Royals?
Yeah, I think this is an under. I mean, this is one thing where Bubich could get hit. We saw it yesterday. The Yankees hit lefties well, and it really was like they opened with runs like you talked about, Judge, but I think in like the 6th or 7th they put up a 5 spot. That was kind of it. That put the game over there. Yeah, I mean the Royals here too a little bit. God, this team watching is just the bats. It's like, when is it going to get going? Oh, you know what I mean? So that just leads me to the under. As long as Yankees don't score 10 again, I think Bubich could be decent, especially backing him at home. So under.
All right, next up, we've got the White Sox and Astros. It is, let me just, whoops, there we go. Can make sure, there we go. All right, we got, Burke on the mound here for the White Sox and Ryan Gusto here for the Astros. Houston minus 170, 8.5 the total. Sean Burke's been pretty solid, other than one rough start at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. The guy's given up 2 runs or less in 4 of his last 5 starts. If you throw out that Cubs start, he's been really solid, believe it or not, for the Chicago White Sox. Gusto, meanwhile, Gusto hasn't been that bad. Gusto's given up 3 runs or less in 3 straight starts, 7 runs in his last 11.2 innings, which isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But then they're not winning with Gusto on the mound. The Astros are 0-4 in Ryan Gusto's last 4 starts. I'm going to take the White Sox, take another shot with them here at this price, plus 150. I mean, you look at this series so far. They got the win in the opener last night, 4-2. I mentioned on the show with McCullers as a big favorite. I said, I think the White Sox are worth a shot last night, and they were, and I bet them, and they came through for me with the 4-2 win. Same thing here. Houston's just overpriced with a pitcher that I just don't fully trust, and a pitcher where the Astros have gone 0-4 in this pitcher's last 4 starts. So give me the White Sox again. And even if they lose, I won a big plus price last night. I'll be profitable still. I think they're worth taking a shot on again tonight. White Sox plus money, first 5, full game split. What do you think here, C-Mac? White Sox, Astros.
Yeah, I talked about the Astros record. I just don't think they're very good. There's big number again. It's the White Sox only here. I mean, I kind of lean under. This is move, though. Thinking these guys could get hit. Gusto's been all right, but I think Sean Burke, he's been pretty good. The record, I know his ERA is 4, but he's had a few really, really bad outings. And I kind of like it just straight first 5. I know you split all the time. I do a little. I hate the White Sox pen a little bit. I know they've been a little bit better, at times. But definitely I think the Astros have an advantage with their pen. But, yeah, I think value's here, White Sox. especially early.
All right. Well, it's as usual on the Wednesday show. It's a lesser card, smaller card for us on Wednesday night because there's a lot of day games. So this next game's our last game here on this Wednesday slate. Giants and Rockies. We've got Robbie Ray for the Giants and Kyle Freeland for the Rockies here. Battle of lefties. Giants minus 210 road favorites. 10.5 the total here in this game. Robbie Ray 2.45 ERA. He's been pretty solid overall this year. Very, very good, in fact. And we know Kyle Freeland hasn't been great, and especially here at Coors Field, he's been not great for the most part. He did have a good start here against Philadelphia, no doubt about that. But, there is only one past start that Robbie Ray has made at Coors Field, and it was 5 years ago. It was when he was with the Arizona Diamondbacks, so it's a long time ago. But as you guys know, you must pay attention to pitcher history when at Coors Field because it matters more in this ballpark than some others. Some pitchers respond well to Coors, some don't. And Robbie Ray has made one start here at Coors Field, and he gave up 6 runs in 3.2 innings. He got shelled against Colorado a few years ago. So I'm not saying go bet Colorado, but I certainly lean that. I mean, 6-26 at home. It's difficult. It's difficult to stop. And even last night, you got to be sick if you had Colorado full game. I mean, they look like they're going to win. They're up 5-2, and then the bullpen implodes in the 9th inning, giving up 4 runs, and they lose 6-5. Horrible. I mean, it's difficult. It's a leap of faith to bet this fucking all-time awful team. We thought the White Sox had an all-time awful team last year. Colorado says, hold my beer. We'll do one better this year. But I think there's enough meat on the bone to get me interested in maybe taking a shot with Colorado. But please, I beg you, whatever you do, at least split it between first 5 and full game. You can't put it all on the full game, not with that bullpen, and especially after what I saw last night. But I'm not trusting Robbie Ray here. When his one start at Coors Field, he got rocked as a minus 210 favorite. So it's Rockies or pass. It's probably better to pass, but we'll see. I might sprinkle a couple bucks on it. We'll whatever. C-Mac, what do you think here? Giants and Rockies.
I mean, he's been just really good all year. I remember he had that start in Philadelphia where he gave up 4 on the road, but I mean, I think he's going to get cracked here soon. He's just been so dominant at home. Maybe it's here. It's just like, the Rockies, 12-54. Fucking Rockies. God damn. The Giants have just owned them too. And then look at the blown gate yesterday.
9-1 by the way for the Giants. Yeah, against the Rockies.
I can't take him here, so I'm off. I will be on a prop. Talking about Jag of the Day. Yastrzemski's got unbelievable numbers here, 9 for 21. I think you could look at him. But lefty on the mound, Freeland. That's Flores for me in the 4-hole. His RBIs, I think, plus 115 I got. And the Jack plus 450. I am on it. That's my Jack. And my other one I talked about. I'll go and then give it to you. Is O'Hearn. I talked about earlier. RBIs plus 170, Jack 500. Those are them. My Jacks of that day.
Good stuff. There you go. Jack of the Day recommendations there from C-Mac for the night slate here. I like Lindor to go yard against Irvin, which he's done in the past. So Francisco Lindor, he has homered off Jake Irvin. Sal Perez has homered off Clark Schmidt. So I'm going to go with the veteran catcher for the Kansas City Royals, Salvador Perez, who has a homer against a Jack against Clark Schmidt in the past. So there's another one I would maybe look at. I'm always interested who's had the success against a particular. Yastrzemski's homered off Freeland before for the Giants. So Helio Ramos for the Giants as well is homered against Freeland. So there's a couple of targets there on their side. So there you go. That's good. A couple of good home run props. All the players I just mentioned, they've homered off the starting pitcher that they're facing here tonight. So like I said, worth a look. Yeah, Daryl, you're right. Ray dominated called, but that was in San Fran. That was in San Francisco. And hey, look, maybe he's in great form. There's no denying that. He could pitch well again here tonight. But I get worried when I see that the one start that guy has made at Coors Field, he got rocked. No pun intended, Ray, his one time he pitched in Colorado. So that's what has me a little bit hesitant there. All right, great stuff. Let's wrap it up. Short show as usual on a Wednesday. Best bets, C-Mac. What do you got for us for best bet for Wednesday night?
I'll go with Yankees Royals. I was going to give you the prop, but I gave you that already with O'Hearn. Under 9. I think these pitchers are good enough. Well, there could be some runs, but under 9.
All right, under 9 here for Connor Mack for best bet for this Wednesday slate. My best bet for this Wednesday slate, I'm feeling it. As far as it's been a good week for best bets. I'm feeling it. As far as tonight, taking a shot with this dog, I think it's a great price. Chicago White Sox. Let's go with it. Chicago White Sox, and I'll go full game. I'll take the shot on the first 5 is I've got first 5, and I think that one might be the safer option, but you only get plus 110, plus 115 with that. The full game plus 150 in some spots. I will go with that. White Sox are playing a little bit better, and I just don't trust the Astros laying a price like this. And 0-4 is the record of the Houston Astros in Ryan Gusto's last 4 starts. So you're going to give me the chance to take a team at plus 150 against a team that's now gone 0-4 in their starters' last 4 starts. That's worth it to me. So Chicago White Sox, a little bit of a brave, bold best bet, but like I say, slim pickings, a smaller card. I will go with the White Sox here. Plus 150 for my best bet for this Wednesday. Shout out to the chat. Willie K, Daryl Benton, Steven Jackson, Joey Moses, Trap God. We appreciate everyone here. Oldie, Richard M, Andrew G, Red Beard, J Stone 9, Dram Yankee, Timothy Hake, Oldie. We appreciate everyone joining us. Hit the like button. We will not be here as usual tomorrow, but we will be back on Friday for the next edition of the show. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back with you on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.